Father. Starring John Forsythe.
This is Beverly Hills, California, carved out of the wilderness by a movie producer. Its natives lead a simple life of tranquility, from which comes the term tranquilizer pills. Now, this is a typical native watering hole. Untouched by civilization, the natives cling to their traditional way of life. And believe me, some of the traditions are worth clinging to. This is my dwelling in Beverly Hills, made of bark and grass by a primitive but expensive architect. That's Peter, my #1 and only houseboy. And that's Jasper. I've no idea what neighbor Jasper belongs to, but he's always hanging around our house. I think he's the originator of the shaggy dog stories. As usual, Peter tells him to go home, and as usual, Jasper obeys implicitly. I practice law in Beverly Hills. This is one of my clients. This afternoon, she lost a husband in a domestic relations court. I'm consoling her. But a man can't practice law every night. Along with some other happy bachelor friends, I observe an ancient American tribal custom. Poker twice a week. But everything's different now. With her parents gone, I became the legal guardian of my 13-year-old niece, Kelly. And she was to change the course of my entire life. You know, of course, that this is our moment. We must cling to it. It's a moment created just for us, just for the two of us.
Jasper! Come back here, Jasper! 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 Jasper!
Yes, it's a moment created just for us, just the 5 of us. Peter?
In here, Mr. Bentley.
What in the world are you doing in there?
Old family custom. I see you find niece Kelly.
Everything but the body. Where is she?
You wait here long enough. She come through.
By the way, Peter, I'll be going out tonight. Is my blue suit pressed?
Ready for action.
Tonight is the culmination of a 2-month campaign. I'm dining with the Italian movie star, Angela Giovanni.
Oh, I see her in picture. Tears in the wine. Hair over eyes, dirty face, bare feet, torn dress.
Wouldn't take her out any other way. Oh, she's a magnificent woman, Peter. She's vibrant, exciting, an aloof beauty with a volcano smoldering inside.
I'd go start lighting candles now.
Oh, no. Tonight it's business. I promised Mr. Gates that I'd have her signed to his studio by tomorrow. So tonight it's dining on a terrace overlooking the city.
Oh, good. We're almost out of candles.
Maybe we'd better get another case.
Uncle Bentley! Uncle Bentley, where are you?
I see what you mean about an old family custom. Kelly, you watching television or listening to records?
Neither. I'm doing my homework.
Honey, I'm sorry I'm going to have to go out tonight. I have a very important business engagement. You know, sometimes, even after hours, a lawyer has to work.
I understand, Uncle Bentley. You have to go out with girls sometimes.
You've been talking to Peter?
Do you think Peter likes me?
Why?
Every time I come by, he seems to be hiding in the pantry closet.
Honey, he adores you, and so do I.
You know, Nancy's right. You do look a little like Rock Hudson.
Rock Hudson?
Hold your chin up. Way up. Keep it up. See.
What's wrong? Leak in the ceiling?
Peter, you think I look a little like Rock Hudson?
No.
Well, Nancy does. At school, she boasts about you almost as much as I do. My teachers are dying to meet you.
Well, I'm very anxious to meet them, too, hon.
You'll have a chance at the next PTA meeting. Will you come?
Wouldn't miss it for the world. Someday I'm going to sue you for every bone you've got buried. Good night, darling. Don't stay up too late. What was that?
I sneezed.
She sneezed.
You feel all right?
I feel fine. Go ahead, Uncle Bentley.
You sneezed again. That was no coincidence.
Uncle Bentley, I just sneezed.
She just sneezed.
Uncle Bentley, please go ahead.
Darling, it'd be on my
Better
conscience.
hurry. Lady with hair over face is waiting. 15 minutes to 0 hour.
Well, if... That settles it. You're going right to bed.
But Peter sneezed that time.
And he got it from you. Come on, come on.
You'll be very late. Maybe I better call lady with torn dress.
Women? All I care about is that Kelly's all right. I don't care if I never see another woman as long as I live. You understand, of course, I'm a little hysterical at the moment.
Yes, Mr. Gregg.
What is it, Doctor? What's wrong with her?
She sneezed.
You don't have to hide anything from me. I was in combat. What is it? Has she got Oriental flu?
I can't find a thing.
We better call in a consultant.
Mr. Gregg, I'm the consultant they usually call in. I've been a pediatrician for 20 years. Now, at the very worst, a sneeze is a symptom of a mild cold.
Doctor, I don't want to question your judgment, but I had a buddy in the Army, and he started to sneeze one night, and the next morning he wound up with Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Now, don't you think we ought to take some x-rays?
Of a sneeze? I've seen some panicky fathers, but
You see, I'm her uncle, and she's only been with me just a couple of weeks.
Well, you obviously had an engagement. Now, run along. She's fine.
You certain?
Certain.
I am a little bit late, and Miss Giovanni is a temperamental actress.
A breathtaking woman. If she sneezes, be sure to call me.
Buonasera, Miss Giovanni. Miss Giovanni? Miss Giovanni? Angela, I'm terrible.
Vous say on home, miserable. When's your funny make an appointment with man at 8 o'clock? The pig is here at 8 o'clock.
Boy, what temperament. I'm 20 minutes late, and she slams the door in my face.
I always do the same thing.
Miss Hargrove called. I want you to call her back.
Mrs.
Mrs. Warren called. Will be at home. Miss Leland, no message. Mrs. Magnus will call again. Miss Dillon, sounded very urgent.
Thank you. Any business calls?
Mr. Gates called from the studio. He's running a very high temperature.
Ah. Get Miss Giovanni on the telephone for me, will you please?
2 studios are closing in on her. He wants a full report on last night.
Oh, he's got nothing to worry about. I just didn't want to be obvious last night. It was just a charming social evening.
Miss Giovanni, please. Where did the box of flowers hit you? Where did the box hit you? Just a moment, please.
You work nights mopping floors at the Beverly Hills Hotel? Buongiorno, Miss Giovanni. Bentley Gregg. Don't hang up. Miss Giovanni, I wanted to apologize about last night. You see, one of my friends was quite ill. Oh, I was planning on meeting you in the pantry closet.
Nice to see you smile again, Mr. Bentley.
Peter, the master has not lost his touch. Miss Giovanni will be dining with me here tonight.
Knew you could do it. How you pull it off?
Personal charm, irresistible magnetism. I begged.
That's a method I use.
Incidentally, down at the office, Vicky knew all about that flower-throwing incident at the hotel last night. Thought I could depend on you to be more discreet.
I was discreet, but Miss Vicky, very good legal secretary, cross-examined me. I crack up on telephone.
Hi, Uncle Bentley.
Hi, honey.
You know that PTA meeting? They're having it. You're still going, aren't you?
Told you, I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Good, because I promised them you'd be there. I forgot to tell you it's tonight.
Well, tonight'll be just fine, darling.
They'll love you.
What method you use now, Mr. Gregg?
There'll be a race for life. I rush to meet the parents, and we exchange compliments on our children. Then I'll meet Kelly's teacher, and she'll tell me that Kelly reflects a well-adjusted home life, which means she doesn't steal. And after the first speech is made, I'll duck out, come home here, change into my dinner clothes, then go pick up Miss Giovanni.
Work fine. Only meeting's supposed to start 8 o'clock. You supposed to pick up lady with bare feet 8 o'clock.
Miss Giovanni, please. This phone call works. We got a fighting chance.
Hello?
Buonasera, Miss Giovanni.
Buonasera, Signora Gregg. Thank you for the beautiful flowers. I hope I won't have to throw them at you tonight.
Not tonight, I promise. I hope you recognize the fact that we're going out at 9 o'clock tonight. Remember now.
O'clock. Arrivederci. 9 o'clock? Why, I think appointment was for 8 o'clock.
Admire the way you work, Mr. Gregg. You real sneaky.
Get my dinner clothes ready, Peter. I'll be right back.
Will everybody please take their seats? I want to welcome all you parents here this evening. And to those who didn't show up, I say shame. First, I want to thank Lydia Harris, who in our cookie drive just worked like a horse. Stand up, Lydia. Now, most of the parents have agreed that this meeting should be devoted primarily to an issue which is very vital to all of us. The proposed rezoning of school districts, which, as you all know, means transferring some of the children to Parkhurst Junior High. Now, this hardship must be vigorously protested. Yes, Lydia?
I think we should picket the Board of Education. And all mothers who have infants should walk in the line carrying their babies in their arms.
She did a magnificent job on the cookie drive.
Very good, Lydia. And I'm sure we can depend on you to work like a horse. Oh, yes, Mrs. Banks.
I don't think Lydia's idea is a bad one. I think all those mothers who don't have babies should borrow one for the afternoon.
Mr. Gregg?
I think we should submit a petition with as many of the parents' names as we can get to the Board of Supervisors. I think that's the easiest and the quickest way to gain confidence.
Well, there's an example of clear thinking. As an eminent attorney in our community, I feel Mr. Gregg is ideally suited to spearhead this drive. And I move he be appointed chairman of this meeting. All those in favor signify by raising your hands. Opposed?
Really, Mrs. Harris, I have a very important engagement. Any other time, I'd be just delighted.
We need your clear thinking.
Mr. Gregg?
As chairman, I would like to say that very little can be accomplished in an atmosphere supercharged with emotion. So I would like to suggest that this meeting be postponed. Oh, yes, madam.
As you all know, this meeting was so important to me that I'm here with 101-degree temperature. I heartily concur in the selection of our new chairman, in a way. But my brother-in-law, who sells baked beans to the school cafeteria, says the proper way to handle this is to appoint a committee
Is there a telephone
of
close
prominent
by?
parents to appear before the board and exert as much influence as it's possible to consolidate in a small but representative group. When
Just bring all my dinner clothes and meet me here, backstage at the auditorium. Yeah, and Peter, stay out of sight of your wind-up co-chairman. Hurry.
I got out of a sick bed against doctor's orders and personally went before the city council. After 2 days of pleading, during which I fainted from weakness 3 times, the mayor personally complimented me on my appeal, as he turned it down. On another occasion...
Thank you, Mrs. Bowman.
I'm not finished.
I know, but remember your high temperature. We wouldn't want to lose you. Now, if there's no further discussion, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
But, Mr. Gregg, we haven't even touched on the rest of the agenda.
Rest of the agenda. Camp fund, paper drive, trips to the zoo, children's lunch. All those opposed to the camp fund, paper drive, trips to the zoo, and children's lunches signify by raising their hands. The agenda is passed unanimously.
Mr. Gregg, the issue here is, Mr. Gregg, whether the children shall pay 35 cents or 45 cents each for their lunches.
To me, the issue is very clear. The children should take that up at their own meeting. Now, if there's no further discussion...
In 1952, this same question came up. And I say now, as I said then, we want the most nourishment for the least money. But they said at that time we did not have the authority to raise the price of lunches.
Well, I don't know, Mrs. Bowman. I think this calls for a legal opinion. Mr. Gregg? Mr. Gregg?
Yes.
In your opinion, do we need Board of Education approval in order to raise the price of lunches?
I'll check it in the morning.
Thank you. Now, oh, yes, and another thing. Mr. Gregg?
I think this is as good a time as any to adjourn the meeting. Angela, the night is sprinkled with magic. It's as if the stars sense they must shine their brightest because you and I are together.
Signor Gregg, that is very, what is the word, witty?
Witty? Well, not very witty, not really.
No. Witty.
You don't mean corny?
That is the word.
Well, I know how hollow words can sound even from a heart brimming with emotion.
There's a little bachelor trap is also obvious.
And then a little later, soft music starts. Music that will make a woman forget her defenses.
Angela, if you can't believe that I've told that neighbor once. I've told him 100 times to turn down that radio.
You are so unsubtle. When does a Peter come in and announce it's necessary to leave suddenly?
Angela, if you believe you're just another woman to me...
Excuse. Sister just called. Very sick. Have to leave.
Peter, you haven't got a sister.
Brother?
You haven't got a brother either.
Must go anyway. Just got emergency call from total stranger.
All right. I owe you an apology, Angela. I have been obvious. A bachelor finds himself automatically behaving the way he imagines a woman expects him to.
It is refreshing that you admit it.
Of course, you know that you are a beautiful and exciting woman and that millions of men are in love with you. Not just because of your beauty, but because in the minds of everyone there exists a certain bittersweet memory of the first girl he kisses. And you're the symbol of that girl.
That's a wonderful compliment.
To me, you're that little girl, a half-remembered dream of a first romance that happened...
Jasper! Jasper, come back here, Jasper. I'm sorry, Uncle Bentley. I tried to keep him out.
What a lovely child. I did not know you have a daughter.
This is my niece, Kelly. This is Miss Giovanni.
I'm so thrilled to meet you, Miss Giovanni. I see all your pictures when it isn't for adults only.
Would you excuse me for a couple of moments, please? I'm going to take Jasper home, wherever you live.
Gee, I'm sorry, Uncle Bentley.
Oh, go ahead, Bentley. I will be all right.
Come on, Jasper. Come on, Jasper. Where's Miss Giovanni?
She left.
Left?
You've been gone a long time. She's so nice. We had a wonderful time.
Left? Of course, I had a difficult time getting rid of Jasper. I finally lost him up in the hills.
Oh, Uncle Bentley, how will he get back?
Well, he'll be all right. I left him a road map.
Road map?
What a disastrous evening.
I'm sorry, Uncle Bentley. It was all my fault.
Your fault? Now, wait a minute.
Yes, it was my fault. Miss Giovanni meant a lot to you. I mean, as a client.
No, Kelly, you're the only thing in the world that means anything to me. Or what's an actress or a $10,000 a year client? Go on to bed.
Good night, Uncle Bentley.
$10,000 a year client. Hello?
Hello, Bentley. I just wanted to call you and tell you that this was one of the nicest evenings I've had in this country.
Oh, did my leaving do that?
Kelly is an angel. I was sorry to hurry away, but suddenly it was necessary to call my little girl. She's at a school in Switzerland. I just spoke to her.
You have a little girl, too. Aren't they wonderful?
Bentley, I know you represent Mr. Gates' studio, and I think I might be willing to sign his contract.
Fine. Could you meet me at my office in the morning?
Why don't we make it dinner at my hotel tomorrow evening? My neighbor has a loud radio that plays soft music.
I will be there at 8.
Buonasera, Bentley.
Buonasera. Kelly! Kelly! You just go on ruining things for me this way all the time, and I'll just go on loving every minute of it. Do you hear? I don't understand it. That road map I gave him was for Canada.
Bachelor Father. Starring John Forsythe.
This is our family portrait. That's me in the center, my niece Kelly on my right, and that hairy gentleman on my left we call Jasper. We don't know who in the neighborhood he belongs to, but he's adopted us. That's Peter, my houseboy, announcing the time. He's a bachelor, too. Since Kelly's come to live with me, my life as a carefree bachelor has changed drastically. Kelly's been living with me ever since my sister died, and I became the little girl's legal guardian. I love her dearly, and she's brought a fulfillment to my life that I'd never known before. Of course, her unexpected arrival did throw me a curve. Before, I was geared to a different kind of life. Going out nights, girls, poker with the fellas, girls, fishing trips, girls. But now my life has changed completely. Until she goes to bed. This is the way I separate my two lives. Up to 9 at night, I concentrate on my little girl. After 9, I concentrate on the bigger ones. It's pretty rugged at times, but that's the way you have to live when you're a bachelor father.
What? Uncle Bentley, you don't want to sleep your whole life away.
No, darling, just part of it. Night, Kelly.
But today's Saturday.
Mm-hmm. When I wake up, it'll be Sunday.
Gee, today's our Pathfinder outing, and you said you'd drive me to our meeting place.
I did? Hmm?
And I told all my girlfriends you were bringing me, and I wanted you to meet Miss Hesselroth, our leader.
Miss who?
Hesselroth.
Ask Peter to drive you, will you, darling?
All right, Uncle Bentley.
Kelly, honey. Kelly.
Yes, Uncle Bentley?
I guess I have been sleeping too much lately. I'll take you.
Oh, Uncle Bentley. I'll get my things. Hi, gang. This is my Uncle Bentley. Hi,
Hi, everybody.
I better get into the bus.
Well, you have a wonderful time, sweetheart, and be careful.
Aren't you coming to the bus with me? Don't you want to meet Miss Hesselroth?
Some other time, honey. Bye.
Hi. Oh, hi, Miss Hesselroth.
All packed? Yeah, good.
Uncle Bentley, this is Miss Hesselroth.
Hello there. Hello there.
This is my uncle, Mr. Gregg.
How do you do? We better be going, Kelly.
Wait. Just a minute, please. You go on ahead, Kelly. I want to have a word with Miss Hesselroth.
Bye, Uncle Bentley.
Yes, Mr. Gregg?
Oh, yes. Well, Miss Hesselroth, as a parent, I have certain anxieties about this camping trip.
Oh, well, that's understandable, Mr. Gregg. Let me assure you the children are in capable hands.
This place you're going to, I presume that it's a lovely wooded section with a babbling brook running by, and at night it's bathed in moonlight.
Well, yes, that section of Griffith Park is lovely at night.
I suppose after the children go to bed, there you are in the lovely wooded section beside the babbling brook, bathed in moonlight, all alone.
Mm-hmm. Just me and the soft glow of the campfire and my great big shotgun. All right, girls, everyone in the bus. Be sure all the equipment's packed.
Just a minute.
Troop Leader Grabowski.
Yes, sir.
Everyone accounted for?
Yes, sir.
Let's go then.
Wouldn't it be safer if you had a man along?
Mr. Gregg, the girls and I are going out into the woods, where it's man against nature. I have a feeling the smallest girl here could survive better than you.
Jasper, roll over. You are a smart dog. Roll over. You are a very smart dog. Roll over. You a stupid dog. Hey, hi, Hamni look Jin, look Jin. Hey, look Jin. You got wrong house delivery, man. Mr. Great, Oh, it's you, Mr. Great. Excuse me.
Come on, Jasper. Come on, get down, get down. Jasper, go home. Go home, Jasper.
Yum, Fighty, get on. Fighty.
He speaks Chinese?
No speak, just understands. Look like you buy out a store, Mr. Gregg.
Just a few callers, Peter. I'm going to Griffith Park camping with the Pathfinder girls.
All little girls like Kelly?
Well, there's one big one.
No good, Mr. Gregg. You indoor man. You outdoor like bikini bathing suit on fat lady. Just don't fit.
Being a successful bachelor is a little bit like being a white hunter in the jungle. Sometimes you have to stalk the prey under unfamiliar circumstances or you starve to death. And you should see this prey.
Maybe I better go with you, Mr. Gregg, just in case you need help.
Why should I need help? I'm only going to Griffith Park.
Well,
here we are.
Why park here, Mr. Gregg? Why not drive the campground instead of walk up road?
Surprise is the best weapon in our chase, Peter. We'll follow this trail up here, and we shall reconnoiter our quarry from the rear. And when the moment is propitious, we'll act according to plan.
What plan?
Never mind, I'll tell you what to do later. Come on. We gotta find him before it gets dark.
You white hunter, Mr. Gregg. You reconnoiter the quarry from rear. Have one question. Where is rear? Have another question. Where is front?
Peter, I know where we are.
Where?
We're lost.
Oh, I knew you'd find this place.
Don't worry. This isn't darkest Africa. It's only Griffith Park. What was that?
Just a cricket, Mr. Gregg.
You sure?
Yes. They make that little noise by rubbing the hind legs together.
Oh. Peter?
Yes, Mr. Gregg.
What are they rubbing together now?
I don't know, Mr. Gregg.
Run, everybody! There's a lion back there!
Okay, now you check in over there, okay?
Believe me, Miss Esselrod, if you think I thought that was a lion,
Greg,
I'm
I
not...
don't care to discuss it. There's no reason for your being here in the first place. I assure you Kelly's in good hands.
Yes, but... Please, since I'm here, won't you let me stay? I can be a big help. Must be loads of things I can do for you and the girls. I'll do anything, believe me. Anything at all.
All right, Mr. Gregg, as long as you're asking for it.
Wonderful.
Grabowski?
Grabowski, front and center, sir.
Mr. Gregg's a volunteer. Put him on the wood chopping detail.
But we don't have a wood chopping detail, sir.
We do now.
Sir.
Had enough, Mr. Gregg?
Enough? Well, I'm just beginning. I thrive on this stuff. I just wish we had some bigger logs.
Well, I think we have enough wood for the fire.
Gee, I kind of hate to stop.
Oh, you're going to enjoy your next detail.
Oh?
We'll need a pit, 4x4, for the garbage. Well, that's deep enough. Now you can start on your next detail.
Oh, goody. What's that?
You'll see, Mr. Gregg.
Gee, Uncle Bentley, it's so much fun having you along. The girls and I wish you'd come with us on all our camping trips.
We'll talk about it, darling.
How's the woodsman coming along?
Oh, he's fine. Bye, Uncle Bentley.
Bye, darling.
You've been an awfully good sport about all of this, Mr. Gregg. How about a truce?
Well, that's better. No more wood chopping or digging ditches?
No.
You sure you don't have a bear hidden in the woods for me to wrestle?
Positive.
Truce.
You must be starved. Why don't you join us for dinner?
I have a better idea. How about you joining me for dinner?
Well, I can't leave the children.
Well, you won't have to. What time do you have them tucked in tonight?
Well, lights out at 9 o'clock.
All right, you meet me at that tree at 9 o'clock.
Well, I don't understand.
You don't have to. Just meet me at that tree at 9.
But I...
Hmm?
Hmm.
Hmm. You're 17 seconds late.
Well, I didn't want to appear eager.
Will you step a few feet this way, please?
I don't understand.
Just right this way.
I don't believe it.
Dinner is served.
Won't you sit down?
And music, too.
It's a special album. Music for ditch diggers only. Would you, care for a little wine?
No, I don't think so.
More coffee?
No, I don't think so. You're a very unusual man, Mr. Gregg.
It's Bentley, Marilyn.
All right, Bentley. I have to admit you do this sort of thing very well. But then you've probably had a great deal of experience at it.
Well, I won't deny that I have in the past, but since Kelly's come to live with me, things are different. All I'm interested in now is just making a happy home for her. Why, I wouldn't know a girl to call up for a date. Marilyn.
Well, I really have to be getting back to the children.
Dance? You'll have dinner with me tomorrow night, won't you?
Oh, I can't. I have a date with...
You mean a great deal to me. And a great deal to Kelly.
All right, I'll try.
Fine.
Well, I have to go back now. Good night.
Night. You dog, you.
Kelly, why aren't you asleep?
I guess I'm just too excited, Miss Hasselroth.
It's been quite a day.
You like Uncle Bentley?
Well, he's a very unusual man.
I told you he was wonderful. I'm glad you like him.
He asked me to have dinner with him tomorrow night.
Oh, boy! Does that mean you're in love with him?
That means I'm having dinner with him tomorrow night. Honey, I have a boyfriend. I'm already engaged.
Oh. Well, then, why are you having dinner with Uncle Bentley?
Well, I'm not quite sure. Scoot on to bed. Good night.
Good night.
How come you're so fussy tonight, Mr. Gregg?
Night is special, Peter. No man has ever worked so hard for one date. I've got the calluses to prove it.
Don't understand, Mr. Gregg. To me, women are like automobiles. All the same, just upholstery different.
Golly, Uncle Bentley, the table looks beautiful.
Thank you, madam. I do take pride in my work.
No wonder Miss Hasselroth likes you so much. You're cute.
Oh, thank you. Just how do you know she likes me so much?
She practically told me. And I think it's wonderful. Say, maybe you'll marry her, and then we can go on our own.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold the phone, young lady. I'm delighted you approve of Miss Hasselroth, but at the moment, I am not thinking of getting married. As a matter of fact, it's the furthest thing in the world from my mind.
You mean you wouldn't marry her even if you fell in love with her?
Kelly, I'm not going to fall in love with her. She's a very nice girl, but she's only my date for this evening. Don't you see, darling? Besides, I like things just the way they are. You and me. You're my girl.
But, Uncle Bentley, I think she's in love with you. She might even give up her boyfriend. And she's engaged to him. And if you didn't want to marry her, then she wouldn't have anybody. Gosh, that doesn't seem fair.
Best bottle we have, Mr. Gregg. Special occasion, best champagne.
Peter, how do you discourage a woman?
Old Chinese custom, very good. Bamboo sticks under fingernails.
What line did I use on her? Pipe and slippers. You're the only one. You're the only one. Peter, get on the telephone, call the Actors Guild. I want 2 beautiful girls right away.
2 more? That makes 3 girls. You play poker tonight, Mr. Gregg?
Got the girls, Peter, and look, this is what we'll do.
This is such a lovely home, Bentley. You must be so happy here.
Well, I'm especially happy tonight. You see, your being here is a big occasion for a man who spends his evenings alone, sitting by the fire, contemplating.
Are you really alone that much?
Oh, I don't mind. I have my work.
Why do you keep looking at your watch? You expecting someone?
Just habit. Oh, it's probably that sweet little old lady next door coming to borrow a cup of sugar.
Darling. Oh, I didn't know you had company.
This is Miss Hesselroth. Miss Hesselroth, this is an old friend.
How do you do?
Hello. I'll be running along, dearest. There's a full moon tonight if you want to stop by the beach house.
The grunion are running tonight. She's mad about fish.
The sweet little old lady forgot her sugar.
I hope you won't misunderstand. You know, I haven't seen her actually in years. To a lovely evening with a lovely lady.
Thank you.
Thank you for sparing me another lonely night. Oh, my, it's getting warm in here, isn't it? One of Mother's. Oh, I'm sure that's my sweet little old neighbor now.
Darling. Oh, hello. I'll be alone tonight. If you're free later, stop by the penthouse.
Acrophobia. Can't stand to be alone on high buildings. Where were we?
We were talking about your lonely life. If you'll excuse me, I'm leaving before I get trampled in the rush.
Marilyn, we haven't had our dinner.
I had a dinner date I was foolish enough to break. If I'm lucky, I can get it back.
Yes, but Marilyn, Miss Hesselroth, Marilyn. And just what are you doing up, young lady?
Uncle Bentley, you're the greatest. Uncle Bentley, I'd like you to have something. You've earned it.
Well, what's that?
My Pathfinder's merit badge for good conduct.
Well, I'll be proud to wear it. Come on, here we go. Night, dear. Sweet dreams.
Night, Uncle Bentley.
Well, that was my good deed for the day. But now it was nighttime, and I was on my own. And with any luck at all, the last thing in the world I needed was a good conduct medal.
Bachelor Father. Starring John Forsythe.
Once upon a time, about 4 weeks ago, I was a bachelor without a care in the world, free to pursue any mood or fancy. And this was one of the most attractive fancies I'd ever met. And then a 13-year-old niece entered my life. And these candlelit evenings still continued, but certain subtle changes took place. This was my houseboy's day off, and after all, Kelly needed fresh blue jeans to wear in the morning.
What team do now?
They just scored a touchdown.
Oh, I thought I'd cheering swimming team.
Peter, you're not watching. All right, nice and loud. B-E-V-E-R-L-Y. 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 Yay, team!
Yay, team.
Your team out there fighting, and you call out a cheer.
This fella in raccoon coat not even open his mouth. Why not you cheer? I think he's cheering other side. Game call. Rooting section gotta make dinner now.
Oh, Peter, please, just one more. Sit, boom, ba! Rah, rah, rah!
Lamb stew burning. Ha, ha, ha. Funny joke. No sense of humor. I make dinner, you make your room.
I gotta call Nancy.
You better fix room before Uncle Benny get home. Always big mess. Every night he tell you.
I'll do it tomorrow, Peter.
Niece Kelly, you said that yesterday. Today, tomorrow already. Tomorrow, today be yesterday. You clean up mess. I figure out what day it is. Bola, 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 bola.
Well, how'd the Rose Bowl game come out?
Sis boom ba! Rah, rah, rah!
Our dinner is burning. Ha, ha, ha.
You steal my joke.
Kelly home?
In her room.
Oh, Peter, she clean it up today?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't clean it up, huh?
Mr. Gregg, you try not to lose your temper.
Peter, as a lawyer, I am trained to deal with facts, not emotions. Temper is a word that isn't even in my vocabulary.
Excuse, when you see niece Kelly, you try not blow top.
That's different. I'll try not to blow my top.
Come in.
Kelly, where are you?
Right here, Uncle Bentley.
Don't move, don't move. Stay where you are. I'll get to you somehow.
Oh, Uncle Bentley. I'm trying to figure out which of these poses I should frame. I'm decorating my room.
I can see that. Now, there's a neat pile. All you have to do is jump in and you're half dressed. Holy smoke, that pile walks.
Jasper, I've told you not to come in here and walk all over my clothes.
That's right, Jasper. Next time you come in here, you walk on the ceiling.
I started to clean the room last night, but Nancy was on the phone with her aunt for 2 hours.
Well, how did Nancy's aunt keep you from cleaning your room?
Well, I couldn't call Nancy if her line was busy, could I?
Well, 2 hours? Why didn't you just walk across the street to her house?
Well, if I walked across the street, I couldn't get my room cleaned.
Kelly, what I've been trying to tell you for the past few weeks is that we all have responsibilities around this house. Now, yours is to keep this room clean. Now, your closet always looks like a rummage set. Where are your clothes?
At Nancy's. We're always borrowing things from each other.
Where are Nancy's clothes?
At Helen's.
Well, until you can borrow some clothes from Susan, will you hang up some of these things on the floor? Now, you've got a closet, and you got plenty of drawer space.
I borrowed those things from Susan.
This place is a pig pen. Now, I want you to clean this room up, and I want it kept clean, and I want it clean all the time. Do you hear? The next time I come in here, I want to see this room clean and no excuses.
I finished the wallet I was making for you at school today.
I want this room kept clean. Do you hear?
Dinner soon ready. Mr. Gregg, did you have a nice talk with niece Kelly?
She made me a wallet, and I yelled at her.
Very nice. Last week she made ceramic ashtray. Week before, mosaic painting. Room still messy.
We'll stipulate to a continuance of 10 days pending notification to the aforementioned witness. She made me a wallet.
I know. You yelled at her. Oh, I wouldn't carry around a sense of guilt, Mr. Gregg. Children recover fast.
Yes, but every time I start to discuss this problem with her rationally, I end up yelling. And last week, she made me a ceramic ashtray.
If your voice holds out, she'll furnish the entire house for you.
There she was, offering me her love, and there I was, screaming.
Well, Kelly is practicing to be a cheerleader. Maybe she just likes to hear people scream.
She's such an intelligent child. I don't understand why I can't reach her on this one subject.
You know, about 2 months ago, my niece Karen just stopped eating. It got so serious, my sister took her to a psychiatrist.
A psychiatrist?
Mm-hmm. The doctor said that all Karen wanted was attention. Was using this as a device.
Say, now that's very interesting. Perhaps Kelly's suffering from some emotional problem that I don't understand.
Well, either that or she just doesn't like to hang up her clothes. I'll find out.
Yes, I owe that to her. Get an appointment for me with that psychiatrist, will you?
Mr. Gregg?
Yes, I'm to see Dr. Ruskin.
I'm Dr. Ruskin.
Dr. Ruskin?
Mr. Gregg. Mr. Gregg. Is something wrong?
Just burnt my elbow on the candle.
Are you under a doctor's care?
I certainly hope so.
Your secretary said something about a niece.
Oh, yes. I'm Kelly's guardian.
How old is the little girl?
13.
How long has she been living with you?
You know, Doctor, I deplore the passing of the old-fashioned family practitioner who could be called any hour of the day or night. Where can I call you in case of emergency?
You're not married, are you, Mr. Gregg?
Are you... you know that in Austria, a female doctor is referred to as Frau Doctor if she's married, and Fraulein if she's...
Mr. Gregg, you came to see a psychiatrist because you obviously have a problem. Now, because I'm not a bearded Viennese specialist, you're behaving as though I'm the third girl from the left on the runway.
I beg your pardon.
I'm Fraulein, Doctor. Tell me the nature of your problem.
Well, Kelly came to live with me about a month ago. She's a cheerful, bright, and intelligent child. And aside from any minor normal adjustments, I'd say we had a pretty good relationship, except for one thing. I have asked her repeatedly to keep her room clean.
And she hasn't done it.
I find whenever I introduce the subject now that it ends with a burst of anger on my part.
Well, it may be that Kelly's behavior relates to a problem that you have. I imagine her arrival has curtailed your social activities.
In a way, weekend tennis, occasional poker games with the boys.
What about female companionship?
Doctor, we were discussing social activities, not the necessities of life. I really don't mind the small sacrifices. You see, I love Kelly.
Oh, I'm sure you do. But her arrival has disturbed your well-ordered bachelor existence. And subconsciously, you probably resent it.
I certainly do not resent it. I do, huh?
When you go home, why don't you tell Kelly once, quietly and firmly, to make up her room? Under no circumstances, lose your temper. I have an idea that'll be very effective. And if that doesn't work, come back and see me again.
Fine. Fraulein Doctor, since it's been established that I haven't given up the necessities of life...
No, I make it a practice never to go out with patients.
Well, so we can both break a precedent. I've never dated my doctor before. Anyway, I'm not the patient.
That remains to be seen.
You're home early, Mr. Gregg.
What happened to your voice?
Rah, rah, rah. Sis, boom, ba. Peter Lou's voice. Ha, ha, ha.
Did Kelly clean up her room? Did she make her bed?
Can't tell. So many things in her room. Couldn't find bed. Time blow, Doc.
Not this time. Now I know the reason for my anger. It was a deep-seated hostility engendered by the encroachment of an adolescent on my narcissistic existence.
Come in. Hi, Uncle Bentley.
Hi, darling.
Oh, I meant to clean my room today, but Helen's little sister had her tonsils taken out.
Well, how did Helen's little sister's tonsils... Never mind. Sit down, darling. I want to talk to you. Now, I want to say something to you once and only once. Now, I would like you to clean your room... Oh, hi, Jasper. Now, I'd like you to clean up your room and keep it clean. Now, Kelly, you're an intelligent girl, and I know you understand the importance of neatness. Hmm? Huh. See you at dinner.
I think I understand, Uncle Bentley. But I don't have too much room to put things in.
Kelly, it is true that your bureau drawers are filled, but you do have an empty closet.
Nancy returned all the things she borrowed.
I think I know what happened. You went home, and in a calm, dispassionate voice began to talk to Kelly. And something triggered your anger, and for no apparent reason, you exploded.
And did you see the wallet?
It's lovely. It's lovely. And Mr. Gregg, remember, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you, Mr. Gregg. Mr. Gregg? The strangest feeling, I keep losing you. Your self-punishment's unnecessary. Anger's an honest emotion. Intellectually, you reject punishment, and very often it's the only answer. Mr. Gregg, you're a sensitive man. But like most parents, you've been caught on the horns of a modern dilemma. Now, don't worry. Go on back to the office.
When can I see you again?
Oh, let's see. I have an hour free Saturday morning between 9 and 10.
How about Saturday night between 9 and 4?
You're a remarkable man. In the depths of despair and still punching.
Man's got to go on living. I'm depressed but eager.
Mr. Gregg, you're faced with an emotional problem. If you've resolved it by Saturday, I might consider your invitation.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Of course, I've been trying to solve this problem for weeks, and you've only given me 2 days. All right, Doctor. You keep Saturday night open, because I'm going to make psychological history. Don't touch those dishes.
Huh?
Not a dish is going to be washed, not a room is going to be cleaned, not a piece of clothing is going to be picked up until Kelly gets the idea.
You ruined my reputation. I'm known as neatest housewife on block.
Here, come on, help me scatter these. What are you doing?
Me very neat scatterer.
Happy New Year.
If housekeeper next door come in here, I'd be laughing stock of supermarket.
Kelly has got to get the message by tomorrow night.
But I have pride, Mr. Gregg.
Peter, it's a case of your pride versus my psychiatrist. He's gone.
Hi, Uncle Bentley.
Hi, honey.
Relaxing?
Oh, yeah, just take it easy.
I'm glad. In the past few days, you've been upset about something.
Oh, really? What could it have been?
Well, whatever it was, I'm glad you're feeling better. Excuse me, Uncle Bentley. I have to write some letters. Is this your sports shirt, Uncle Bentley?
Yes.
It's pretty. Why haven't I seen you wear it?
You teach niece Kelly a very good lesson.
Peter, this is only the beginning. We may have lost a battle, but we're going to win the war. Peter, these eggs were just great.
And this peach pie is real yummy.
Me best cook on block. And that's all.
Peter, how about some of your special spaghetti tonight?
We almost out of dishes.
We'll eat it out of ice cream cones.
Let me help you with the dishes, Peter. Oh, okay.
We had her for a minute. 7.5 hours until my deadline. We've got to intensify our campaign.
I got plan. I clean niece Kelly room, she get idea, then I clean rest of house.
No. The break must come from her. She must understand why we're doing this. No matter how long it takes.
I don't know, Nancy. You call me. Huh? Oh, I thought you said something. Huh? I only said I thought you... Well, say something now. I got cheerleading practice this afternoon. Tonight? I guess so, if your mom can bring us. 6 o'clock? Fine. I'll be back by then. You and your mother pick me up here. Okay. Huh? Oh, I thought you said something. Goodbye, Nancy. That was Nancy. I've got to go now, Uncle Bentley. I'll be back at 6. I've got cheerleading practice this afternoon.
Oh, have fun, honey.
Gosh, those dishes are sure piling up. Oh, that reminds me. I haven't written my friend Elaine in Chicago for 3 months.
She did notice the dishes. I think she's beginning to crack.
You better crack fast or man from Board of Health condemn house. I ruined. Completely ruined.
Well, you can always move to a small town, change your name, and start life all over again.
Man, the Sidney dumb thing I off-rocker. I tell him, I here to pick up your rubbish.
That's my motto. Help keep the city dump clean.
Suppose niece Kelly think this very charming.
Well, then we'll have to blow up the house and start all over again.
I'm late. Uncle Bentley, what happened to this room? And to you?
Oh, just a few tires from an old sports car, of which I was very fond. Which one do you think would look better over the fireplace?
And what happened to you, Peter?
Call me Clarence. Just moved to small town and changed name.
Uncle Bentley, I've been thinking. Could this be
They come, Board of Health.
Uncle Bentley, this is Mrs. Hartman, Nancy's mother. I'm going to the movies with them.
How do, Miss Hartman? We met at the PTA meeting.
How do you do, Mr. Gregg? Kelly's always talking about you.
I'd like to introduce my houseboy, Clarence.
Great pleasure, Mrs. Hartman.
Hi, Jasper. Big clown. Loves to dress up for company. Won't you sit down? I belong to the lodge. Can I clear a space for you? The living room is a little rumpled. Oh, the telephone. Why don't you look for it over there? I'll look for it around here. It must be someplace. We'll find it.
I'll get it in your room, Uncle Bentley.
Mother, would you like to see the rest of the house? They have a darling kitchen.
Nancy, will you go in with Kelly for a few minutes? Mr. Gregg, I respect a man's right to live in any manner he wishes, but I think it's uncivilized and criminal to raise a 13-year-old child in this environment, and I think it should be reported.
Mrs. Hartman, believe me, in spite of the overwhelming evidence, there are extenuating circumstances.
Well, I can't understand what circumstances could possibly excuse living under such deplorable conditions, and I'm not very happy about Nancy being so close to it.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Hartman. I can't go with you to the movies tonight.
Why, Kelly?
I'm going to stay home and clean the house.
Well, that's very sweet of you, dear. But I can't understand why you have to clean this
Pigsty?
mess.
Thank you.
It's all my fault. Uncle Bentley's been trying for weeks to get me to clean my room. This was to show me what the house would look like if everyone kept their room the way I do. So you see, I can't go to the movies.
Honey, it was a tough fight, but well, now that you know why don't you and Nancy, Mrs. Hartman, go on to the movies? Clarence and I, we'll clean up around here.
No more Clarence. Soon again be Peter, pride of the supermarket.
Thank you, Uncle Bentley. But if Mrs. Hartman doesn't mind waiting, I want to clean my room first.
I'll help you.
Oh, Mr. Gregg, I can't tell you how sorry I am.
Perfectly understandable. I was within seconds of breaking down and telling you.
And to think that for years I've been screaming at Nancy to clean up her room. And here you've achieved it with Kelly in a few weeks, intelligently and without anger. It's amazing.
Well, I'm relatively new at this parent business, but...
The wonderful thing is that Kelly's doing it because you made her understand why. I wish I had your knowledge of child psychology.
Let me tell you the way I handled it. Instinctively, I sensed that anger was the wrong approach. You see, Mrs. Hartman, most parents these days... How did it happen that a beautiful girl like you chose the medical profession as a career, Barbara?
Well, how does it happen that a handsome man like you chose law as a profession?
Don't spar with me, Doc.
Oh, I suppose I decided when I was very young. My mind developed faster than the rest of me.
Well, since then, the rest of you's caught up.
I have a feeling I should have brought my desk along.
You know, I shudder to think how close I came to missing the deadline for our date tonight.
How did you manage to make it?
I was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It was nip and tuck. There I was in the middle of the city dump with Mrs. Hartman. And who was going to break first, Kelly or me? What was extraordinary? Absolutely extraordinary. She went into the other room for a minute.
To answer the phone.
Yes, to answer the phone. And when she came back, she had a grasp of the entire You? Oh, no. Oh, Doctor.
Bachelor Father. Starring John Forsythe. It's Bachelor Father. Starring John Forsythe.
So Dick Tracy puts the handcuffs on Squirrel Eyes Monster, and he says, Squirrel Eyes, the game is up. Little did you know that my bow tie was a two-way walkie-talkie. Come on, that's funny. Not only funny, but it's clever. Dick Tracy is the best detective there is. All right, who's better?
Mr. Gregg, modesty and my ancestry keep me from saying Charlie Chen. He made #1 best.
Well, he was good.
I'll have some more hotcakes and bacon, please, Peter.
Miss Kelly, you must be a lot bigger on the inside than you look from the outside.
Kelly, what did I tell you about that?
You said not to feed Jasper under the table. But Uncle Bentley...
You're not under the table. All right, darling, just don't overdo it.
What is it, Uncle Bentley?
Miss Adrian Benson, fashionable executive of Bonnet Hadley department store chain, arrives at International Airport on buying tour. She'll be staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
You know her, Uncle Bentley?
Long time ago, honey. She was an assistant buyer then. Fascinating and beautiful girl.
She sure is pretty. What time is it? Gee, I better get ready.
All right, dear.
More coffee, Mr. Gregg? Mr. Gregg, more coffee?
Oh, Peter.
Yes, Mr. Gregg.
More coffee, please. Would you connect me with Miss Adrian Benson, please? Adrian? Yes, it is. How'd you know? My voice really isn't that unusual, is it? Well, a nice beginning. How about having some dinner with me tonight? I know an intimate little place with 100 violins and just one candle. Oh, can't you cancel it? Well, it's important that I see you. Well, I'm sorry, too. If there's any change, give me a call, huh? Wonderful. Can't wait to see you. Bye. What is it, honey?
Gosh, Uncle Bentley, you're the greatest over the phone. Isn't he, Peter? Isn't he dreamy?
Real cool, Niece Kelly, real cool.
Oh, Peter. I mean it, Uncle Bentley. I think you're the most. And if I were a girl, I'd sure like a date with you.
Well, honey, you are a girl, the prettiest of them all. We have dates. We go out together all the time.
Oh, I don't mean that way. I mean a real date, like you have with the grown-up girls, with all those violins and candles.
You really like that?
Oh, I just die.
Miss Gregg, if you're not occupied this evening, I request the privilege of taking you out to dinner.
You mean it, Uncle Bentley?
With all my heart. Until tonight, then. Au revoir.
Peter, what time is it?
Niece Kelly, it's... Niece Kelly, what happened to your head?
I'm just giving myself a home permanent.
Thank goodness. For a minute, I think you stick finger in electric light socket.
Oh, Peter. What time is it?
10 minutes later than the last time you asked me. Still an hour before your big date. Plenty of time to get ready.
Peter, you men just don't understand what a woman has to go through to get beautiful.
This man understand. Already cost me 90 cents advance on your next week's allowance.
You'll get it back, Peter. I just had to have these cosmetics in a bottle of that dreamy cologne my girlfriend Nancy makes.
That little Nancy make cologne?
Uh-huh. She makes it out of vanilla and sugar and artificial coloring. It not only smells good, but it sticks to your ears all night. Excuse me, I have to get this off.
Sugar, vanilla, artificial coloring. Same way I make cake.
Mr. Gregg, Miss Adrian Benson is here.
Adrian, here?
Oh, for a moment I thought it was business.
Hmm?
Well, she is now an executive with Bernadette Hadley, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
It'd be a very juicy account to have.
Well, I hadn't thought of that. Now that you mention it, perhaps I can mix a little business with pleasure.
Well, only an idiot would say, shall I show her in? Will you come in, please? Bentley, darling.
What a wonderful surprise. How wonderful to see you.
My appointment for tonight was canceled at the last minute, and I'd stopped by just on the chance that you weren't busy.
Busy? What? Don't have a thing to do. I'm going to drag you out of here before you have a chance to change your mind.
Wonderful. Mind if we stop at my hotel first so I can put on a new face?
All right, but I kind of like the one you're wearing. Call Peter and tell him that I won't be home to dinner. Let me see. Did I forget anything else? No, I don't think so. See you in the morning.
But how can Mr. Gregg go out with Miss Benson? He have date with niece Kelly. This break her heart. All right, Miss Vicky. I try and tell her something.
Come in. Do you think Uncle Bentley will like this?
Too pretty for him. How about I take you to Amusement Pier tonight?
Isn't it beautiful? Nancy is just as thrilled as I am. It's her dress.
We go see triple feature. Amazing Colossal Man, Incredible Shrinking Man, and Rock Hudson.
Who needs Rock Hudson when I can go out with Uncle Bentley?
Your Uncle Bentley very busy man, niece Kelly. You understand. You big girl.
What are you trying to say, Peter?
I try to say, well, just got phone call from Miss Vicky. Sometime he's so busy, he can't do everything he promised.
Like taking me out tonight?
Yes, niece Kelly.
He forgot.
Oh, no, he's so busy that...
He just forgot. He didn't even call and tell me himself.
I make special dinner for you. Then we watch television, huh?
No, thank you, Peter. I'm not very hungry.
Not good, Mr. Gregg.
Did you just hear a dog growl?
No.
I could swear I heard one.
I think you need another cocktail.
You're so right. This has been a rough day.
That's what you get for being a big, successful attorney.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not so successful that I couldn't squeeze in another important client.
Ah, the mask is off. It's not me you're interested in, it's Bernadette Hadley.
Oh, don't be silly. I couldn't care less. If I don't get your chain of stores as a client, all I'll do is hate you the rest of my life.
Please, Niece Kelly, you got to eat something. Good show on television. Brand new old movie. Very bad. Got to do something.
Be honest, Bentley. Would you still feel the same way about me if I weren't with Bonnet Hadley?
Lady, no department store ever made me feel like this.
What would you say if I got you the contract?
I'd say, oh, what a way to do business. Don't answer it.
But I better. Hello? Yes, this is she. One moment, please. It's for you.
For me? Hello? Oh, Peter, how'd you know I was here?
Secretary say you with Miss Benson. Sorry to bother you, Mr. Gregg, but this very important. You forgot date with niece Kelly.
Kelly? Oh, I forgot all about her.
I don't know what to do. Niece Kelly won't eat dinner, won't watch television, shut herself in room. Wouldn't bother you, Mr. Gregg. But I never seen her like this before.
It's really that bad, huh? Well, thank you, Peter. I'll be right there. Oh, Adrian, I'm sorry, but I've got to say goodnight. You see, I had a date with my niece, and I broke it, and I've got to go make it up to her.
Niece? Well, that tops the old one about the sick grandmother.
Yes, but this is the truth. I'm sorry, but I've got to say goodnight.
Better make it goodbye.
I'll call you in the morning and explain everything.
Don't bother.
I'm sorry.
Glad you're here, Mr. Gregg. She's still in her room.
I feel like a heel. I hope she'll understand. Kelly, dear, open the door. It's Uncle Bentley. Kelly, darling, I want to talk to you.
Yes, Uncle Bentley?
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
That's all right, Uncle Bentley.
Honey, I wouldn't hurt you for the world. It's just that I had one of those difficult days at the office, and this prospective client came in, and we began to talk about business, and it slipped my mind.
I understand, Uncle Bentley.
You will forgive me, won't you?
Yes, Uncle Bentley. Good night.
Wait a minute. Don't you have a bite to eat with me? You must be hungry.
No, thank you, Uncle Bentley. Good night.
She hasn't forgiven me. I don't know what to do now.
Oh, don't worry, Mr. Gregg. She much better now. All little girls like that. Good night's sleep, she be over it.
I hope so.
Sure, you see. In the morning she get up, sun shining, she happy, she sing. She like her old self. She forget all about it.
You really think so?
No.
Morning. What was that for?
That was for Kelly. That one's for me.
You know that wasn't intentional. You were here yesterday. You saw what kind of a day I had. I just forgot, that's all. I could kill myself.
As your secretary, is there anything I can do to help?
Thanks, and no jury would convict you for it. Boy, what a mess I've made of things. Miss Benson thinks I'm poison.
That's a shame.
They ought to send some flowers. Maybe that might help. Yes, let's send 2 dozen make it 3 dozen roses.
3 dozen? What manner of witchcraft has Miss Benson wrought?
Oh, these aren't for her. These are for Kelly.
Kelly. Uncle Bentley, sometimes you are the coolest.
Golly, what beautiful roses. Where'd they come from?
Read card, please. Envelope addressed to you.
Me?
From Mr. Gregg?
Yes.
He sure think a lot of you. He only send roses to special girls.
Peter, did he just forget last night, or was he really on a business appointment?
He really on business, niece Kelly, with that Miss Benson. But when he remember, he come right to you. And that big sacrifice. Boss lose very important client.
Really?
Peter no lie to you. Swearing Roy Rogers straight shoot a badge.
Gosh, and I didn't really forgive him. I feel awful about Miss Benson. I wish there was something I could do.
Something you can do. Have dinner with him.
Well, I don't know.
Make boss awful happy, niece Kelly. He very upset.
Well, I suppose I could one evening.
Wonderful. No rush. How about tonight?
Well, all right, but only under certain conditions.
Good. You name 'em, boss do 'em.
Well, it's to be a real grown-up date like he promised.
I phoned boss. He got great big date for tonight.
Golly, I'll need some more of that dreamy cologne my girlfriend Nancy makes.
I've finally gotten Miss Benson on the phone.
Fine, fine.
Careful, it's hot.
Adrian? Oh, Adrian, I wanted to explain... Wait. Yes, believe me, I was telling you the truth. Couldn't happen again in a million years. I wish you'd let me... Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Pick you up at 7. Bye. I'll get it. Hello? Oh, yes, Peter.
Boss, I got great big news for you. You're going to jump up and down, dance and sing. Guess what? I taught niece Kelly in having dinner with you tonight.
Tonight? But... Tonight? Yes, Peter, you fixed everything real good. All right, you tell Kelly I'll be there promptly at 7. Bye. I've got a date tonight with Kelly. Isn't that wonderful?
What about Miss Benson?
Will you cancel our appointment, please? Call her up.
What am I going to say to her?
Just tell her the truth. Tell her my grandmother's sick. See Miss Kelly Gregg.
Oh, yes. Who shall I say is calling?
Bentley Gregg.
Have a seat, please. I call Miss Gregg.
Thank you. Good evening. You must be Miss Gregg's uncle, that talented young attorney.
Miss Gregg ready now.
Miss Gregg, you've never looked lovelier.
Thank you. Won't you have a seat, Mr. Gregg?
Thank you. Somebody baking a cake?
I have some cocktails and some hors d'oeuvres that I think you'll enjoy.
Well, that's very kind of you.
Will you pour, please, Peter? I hope you like these.
Well, I'm sure I will. They look absolutely delicious.
Good?
Wonderful. What is it?
My girlfriend Nancy gave me the recipe. Strawberry stuffed with chopped sardines.
Cocktail, Mr. Gregg.
Yes, thank you very much. To a beautiful evening with a beautiful young lady. Nancy's?
Yes, tomato juice with ginger ale.
I thought so. There's an unmistakable quality about the things she does.
Wait till you taste the other hors d'oeuvres. Goose liver and marmalade.
I'm sure they're wonderful, but I really do think we should be going.
Oh, If you'll excuse me a moment, I have an important phone call to make.
Oh, by the way, I took the liberty of making a reservation at the Macombo.
The Macombo? Oh!
More delicious hors d'oeuvres?
Thank you, no, Peter. Those hors d'oeuvres shouldn't be taken internally.
Did you fix things up with Miss Benson?
Oh, yes. Fixed them real good. Yesterday, she was angry with me. But today, that anger has blossomed into a beautiful hatred.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gregg.
That's the way things go.
I'm ready, Uncle Bentley. Mr. Gregg.
After you, Miss Gregg.
Don't wait up for me, Peter.
Yes, Miss Gregg.
Is Monsieur ready to order now?
Yes, please. Ah, Gilbert.
Yes, Mr. Gregg.
Do you have a beautiful melody for a beautiful young lady?
Why, certainly. Be a pleasure, thank you.
Would Mademoiselle care to order now?
I'm not sure. It all looks so delicious.
Allow me to order for you, my dear. I have something special in mind.
If you insist.
Deux poulets rôtis spécial avec haricots verts, épinards, and deux salades de tomates.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
Golly, Uncle Bentley, you're the most. Oh, Uncle Bentley, I've never had such a wonderful time in my whole life.
Neither have I, sweetheart. Neither have I.
I mean, Mr. Gregg.
Yes, I mean, Miss Gregg.
Gee, and it isn't even my birthday or anything.
You know what? I hereby declare this day a special occasion, and every year we'll come back here and celebrate our anniversary, huh?
Oh, wait till my girlfriend Nancy hears about this.
Shall we dance?
Oh, Nancy just won't believe this at all.
Well, here we are, Miss Gregg.
This has been the most wonderful night of my whole life.
Mine, too.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Forgetting something? Oh, Miss Gregg, this is our first date, and I didn't want to take the liberty of...
Oh, take it. Thank you.
Kelly, wait a minute. This business of kissing on the first date, I don't know whether that's advisable, really.
I guess not. Won't you come in for a nightcap?
Another one of Nancy's?
Uh-huh.
School tomorrow, honey. Better scoot off to bed.
Well, all right. But thank you again for everything, Uncle Bentley.
Good night, dear. As a matter of fact, I could use a good night's sleep, too.
What a shame. I was hoping we might go for a little drive.
Adrian, what in the world are you doing here?
Your charming little grandmother called me early this evening and explained everything.
Good night, Mr. Gregg.
Good night, Miss Gregg.
Good night, Miss Benson.
Good night, dear.
Well, shall we go?
Sure you're not too tired?
Haven't you heard? This store's open 24 hours a day.